Talk about the way your team played. Big victory on the road. Now you got a 2-game winning streak.
Yeah, a big victory on the road. They're a good football team. They're very physical, very athletic on the edges, and we knew that could give us some trouble, and we saw where it did. But you know, we kept playing, we kept competing. We weren't perfect, but we were better than where we were.
You're trailing 7-0. Get that big field goal, 47-yard field goal. That kind of sparks 17 points in the second quarter, less than 7 minutes. Just talk about that huge momentum shift.
Yeah, that absolutely was, and I didn't realize it was that long, but anytime we get across the 50, my mind's kind of shifted towards kicking a field goal because he's got a strong foot. If we can protect him, I think he can kick even longer. But yeah, then, you know, we're kind of jumped on some, we're opportunistic, jumped on some of their miscues and got some points on the board.
And then how big was that touchdown you got in the fourth quarter? You're only up by 4. Kind of closed the door there.
Yeah, you know, I knew that they weren't done. They had a lot of fight left in them, and we couldn't stop some of their kids on the perimeter. So I knew we had to get that one in. That was huge to get in. Last week we didn't punch it in to kind of seal the deal. This week we did, and that was a big swing for us.
Do you feel like you're improving? It seemed like both sides of the ball made plays tonight.
Yeah, we are improving. Like I said, we're better than where we were, but we're not where we need to be yet. But I think the things that need to be corrected are pretty easily corrected, like watching the ball and not jumping off sides, and you know, keeping our hands to ourselves when we need to.
And I imagine turnovers, big concern, something you want to
Yeah,
fix.
you know, that pick for 6, that, you know, that's going to go on that kid's highlight reel. You know,
yeah.
He made a good play. You know, I think he was to be a little lazy. We had a screen pass call, which I thought had him set up, but as it turns out, their kid made a good play. Hats off to him.
And the run game was pretty steady tonight. Butler and Joseph both kind of split the load, but both of them had some nice runs, grinded some short runs out for you.
Yeah, you know, with 2 guys like that, we got a couple other guys that can get in there if need to also. But yeah, it's just kind of, you know, feel it out, excuse me, and see who's running well. You know, and tonight it was who was kind of hanging on to the football for us.
And then big game next week, Brentwood rivalry. How do you get your team to emotionally get ready for that?
Well, I think you have to emotionally gear down a little bit because it is such a rivalry game, and you know, I mean, that's kind of what I've been hearing since I got hired on April 1 was how big this game is. And you know, I don't throw out the records, you know, and all that other kind of cliche coaching stuff, but yeah, it's going to be a huge game. It's going to be a fun week. I just, you know, our focus has to be on football and practice and not Brentwood.
And what's it going to take to get a 3-game winning streak? Best game of the season, I'd imagine.
You know, I probably, because you know, Brentwood's a great football program, and I'm sure they're, you know, good. I haven't seen them play. I've been so busy and wrapped up in us that I really haven't had time to focus on anybody else, and so it's going to be fun because we get to focus on our rivals, and Coach Crawford does a great job, and it's just going to be exciting for the area. It's going to be a good football game and a lot of excitement in the air, I hope.
Thanks, Coach. Congratulations.